Some Muslims feel that the PVE strategy has led to the victimization of Muslims. We spoke to the borough commander and 2 former Southwark police personnel to get their views on working with the Muslim community.
The characteristics, the description of people who've likely and have committed most of the international terrorist attack that we know about are people from the Indian subcontinent. And we equate that very simply to visible appearance, and visible appearance means brown skin. Brown skin means you're more likely to be a terrorist. So if we want to focus the limited resources that we've got, where do you channel those resources? You channel it to people from brown skin and invariably from the Indian subcontinent.
Building trust and confidence between police and Muslim community. There's a bit about building trust between the Muslim community and other communities. Now, there's 2 elements to that, isn't there? From a policing perspective, they might say that I have the responsibility to go out and do that, but actually the Muslim community have got an equal responsibility to come to me. Absolutely. Similarly, if you're talking about building trust between different communities, actually both sides have a responsibility to meet and to sort of not educate, but to make people aware actually that Islam is a faith of peace, and that if the vast majority of Muslims out there absolutely deplore the acts of sort of terrorism or the criminal acts that actually have gone on in this country, and have stood up and have actually said they're not doing this in my name, and they're certainly not doing this in my faith, and I think that's very laudable, and I certainly heard that loud and clear. Actually, whether some other members of the communities out there did, I can't say.
As you know, just as much as I do, you look at some of the profile characteristics and appearance of people carrying out terrorist attacks. They range from pink-skinned people to dark-skinned Africans. So the nature, the appearance of a potential international terrorist is not a brown-skinned person anymore.
It's really useful for me actually to walk out with Safer Neighbour teams to have a look and see what sort of faith groups, particularly sort of mosques, were actually sort of springing up on the borough, trying to make contact, trying to make face-to-face contact. I ran a sort of a consultation evening really with different Muslim groups to really find out how we could improve our engagement as police. We could improve our engagement with the Muslim community.
When they were looking at where they were going to roll Prevent out across London, they put the boroughs in an order of priority, and we were about halfway down.
100 plus different nationalities living in Southwark. With that level of variety, then you're going to have people coming over because somebody will know somebody else, and it provides a good camouflage. You're not going to look out of place. If you're walking through Southwark, then you probably would do if you went somewhere like some other parts of London, where you would look out of place. So in that sense, it's a great environment for people who want to be bad to come and meet and plan, because you'll just blend in.
The London Week of Peace, which happens every year in September, 3 years in a row, I did some tours around different faith venues. I did one day which was mosque tours each year, where I invited officers and staff to come and meet some of the Muslim community. I worked with some quite different mosques on the borough to get officers and staff to see a flavour of the different communities that we have, and the variety, not just sort of the Muslim community looks like this, to actually look at sort of different communities, different people, different groups that we have on the borough. And I think there was a benefit from both sides. I think officers who may not have the confidence, for example, to go up to a place of worship, whether that's a mosque or a church or whatever, actually started to learn that actually it's okay, and there's not this big mystery, and that it is a place that we can go and we can engage with the community. We don't have to be underconfident about going through those doors and speaking to people, or worry about whether we should cover our head or take off our shoes, or any of those little things that might make you feel not quite as confident to walk through the doors. it was an experience, it was an opportunity really to see inside, to learn a bit about the faith but also about the community and actually get some contacts. So I was taking safer neighbourhood officers in there who wanted to learn more about the faith groups on their particular area, their particular ward, and actually have some face-to-face time, be able to ask questions in a really sort of relaxed and open atmosphere.
I worked in the Home Office for 3 years on stop and search, and I had one or two friends there, and one of which was an Indian, a Goan lad, but he was, and at the time, I say doing stop and search, he was stopped because he looked like a Muslim, whatever that meant, and the police officer who stopped him were unprofessional, to put it bluntly, and he was stopped because of the way he appeared. And my concern here, and that came with me when I came here, my concern here was that the Muslim community, some of the Muslim community felt as though they were being victimised in the use of stop and search under counter-terrorism legislation. That was a concern, and that concern was exacerbated in the sense of the dialogue wasn't always there for us to be able to explain how we use the powers, how we use it in Southwark, and to engage in dialogue. But again, having said that, that was a concern with the Muslim community. That could equally have been a concern and was a concern with the black community in terms of general stop and search. But for the Muslim community, there's that feeling of the institution of policing behaving unprofessionally towards them with some of their powers. That was a concern here.
I don't think the Muslim community are or should be a silent community out there. We all have a role to play in a multicultural society as there is in this borough, and everybody has a responsibility to stand up and to make this borough the best it possibly could be.